live stream lectures. And before I get started, I just want to take a moment to thank all of my supporters and everyone for supporting my channel. So with that being said, let's get on down to today's very important topic, which is, and I've said this before in one of my lectures, do not rely on any social media platform that you are monetized on to pay your bills. And I've said this before, and I'm gonna give many reasons why. Because we all are aware, many content creators on various different social media platforms who are monetized, they're quitting. And I'm gonna say this again, and I've said this, my channel is over 6 years old. I've been monetized, my channel's been monetized for over 3 years. It took me 2.5 years to monetize my channel. But however, and I've said this before, if you're monetized, well, I'm gonna speak for myself. I have never, during all of my time being monetized as a YouTube content creator, I stepped up in this game with the mindset that whatever money I made after I got monetized, I have never will or never have based my livelihood on a YouTube check. I don't, and there's so many reasons why that's dangerous. Number one, you should only, if your channel's monetized, whatever platform you're on, whatever money you make or don't make should only be viewed as another stream of income. Real talk, people. I've been fully retired September or May, 3 years that I've been in full retirement. I get a few pensions for the rest of my life. I'm retired military. I also retire from the state of North Carolina. I got other investments. So if YouTube was to shut me down right now, and I'm no longer getting that monthly check from YouTube, that is not going to have any kind of impact on my livelihood. Real talk. And that's one major reason why, if you are monetized, that you should only view your income from that social media platform as another stream of income, because you can get shut down. Another reason why it doesn't make good business sense to live off that social media income is because your revenue, that monthly check, can fluctuate month after month. But your bills, your primary bills that must be paid, your rent, your mortgage, your car note, your car insurance, taking care of your kids. For some people, they got credit cards, you got your light bill, your cell phone bill, and the list goes on and on. So there are certain bills that are non-negotiable, that are not going to fluctuate. So if you are just basing your livelihood on one income, that social media check, which can fluctuate from month to month, but your bills ain't gonna fluctuate, that is a recipe for financial destruction. My channel's been monetized for over 3 years. Whatever money I make on a monthly basis, if I make it, I make it. If I don't, I don't. Whatever money I make, I just reinvest that money. Trust me, I'm not waiting on the YouTube check to pay not one of my bills. And I've always known the power of multiple streams of income. Real talk. So you hear all these people on these different platforms, they're upset now because they ain't making the money they have been making in the past, and this and that, and they're quitting YouTube, or they're quitting this social media platform. Well, number one, you should never base your livelihood off that one check anyway. And another important reason why you should not base your livelihood on a social media check, if you view it as another stream of income, then it puts you in a position, in the mindset of more enjoyable mode. Because whatever you make or don't make, you ain't worried about nothing. You got your primary source of income, you're paying your bills, you're doing your investments, you're saving money and this and that, you're taking care of your family. So whatever money rolls through on your social media paycheck, you're viewing it as another stream of income, view it as more disposable income, so you should invest. Real talk, versus spending and splurging and trying to keep up with the Joneses and quitting your day job. Yeah, many people have gotten mesmerized over the years when they started out making a nice little paycheck every month from social media. Now they finna quit my job and this and that. Then several months down the line, that check from social media dry up, but your bills piling up, responsibilities and accountability of taking care of your kids and paying the bills ain't going away. So now your money source done dried up on social media, and now you have created financial destruction. And that's a powerful reason why a person should never position themselves to base their livelihood off a YouTube paycheck. Another reason why it's critical not to quit your day job and base your livelihood, or your primary job and base your livelihood on a social media paycheck, because number one, at the end of the year, you know, my channel's been monetized for over 3 years. So at the end of the year, YouTube will send monetized content creators, with YouTube, we get a 1099 at the end of the year. That 1099 is going to reflect the amount of money that content creator made for that platform on that 1099. So each year I get my 1099, you better believe I'm turning all of my information over, because I got an LLC, but I'm turning all of my 1099s over to include my 1099 from YouTube to my certified public accountant, so I can file my personal business taxes. So when you get a 1099 at the end of the year from any stakeholder, rather it's a company or YouTube, we're considered independent contractors. And when you are considered an independent contractor, I don't care if you're making $300,000 a month from YouTube. When you are considered an independent contractor by evidence, we get a 1099 at the end of the year. Whatever money you make, you are responsible, number one, for paying your taxes, paying into your Social Security. You better be wise enough to enroll into a 401 or retirement plan. You're going to have to purchase your own medical insurance, your dental insurance, your life insurance for yourself and all of your dependents, because you are 1099. So everything falls on you. If you are, versus if you were getting paid from YouTube and you only view that as a second stream of income, another source of income, and you got your primary retirement job where you gotten your 401 stock options, your medical and all of that, and you're building that through your primary job, you can still be a content creator for YouTube. But the beauty of that, you ain't got to worry about your health insurance, your life insurance, your retirement benefits for your dependents, because you got your primary job during the daytime. Real talk, people. I don't ever see a medical bill, because even though I'm fully retired military in the state of North Carolina, you know, I got military health benefits, I got state of North Carolina health benefits, I don't see a medical bill. So now, since I'm fully retired and still a content creator on the YouTube and get a 1099 at the end of the year, I don't have to use any of that money I make from YouTube to purchase life insurance, health insurance, 401, and etc. I'm covered because I worked 41 years of my adult life, people, and retired 3 years ago with a full benefit package, pension plan to include medical. Real talk. So yeah, I'm going to revisit this topic. You know, never, if you are a content creator, you should not have the mindset where I'm going to quit my day job and base my livelihood waiting on the YouTube check every month. That money can fluctuate. And there's a certain benchmark as a content creator for YouTube. When you monetize, there's a certain benchmark amount of money you have to make in order for them to send you that check. You know, you can make $10,000 one month, $5,000 one month, and go 3 or 4 or 5 months not making anything. So if you ain't strategic and wise with your money on those dry months as a content creator, you are going to create financial destruction. And another reason why you should not base your livelihood on a social media paycheck, which is critical, because if the channel is monetized, my channel has been monetized for over 3 years, and you're behind violate those community guidelines, because we are in YouTube house or whatever platform you own. If you are in their house as a monetized channel, You have to adhere to the YouTube community guidelines. And if you violate those guidelines, then YouTube or any other platform got the power to shut your channel down. And if the channel is monetized and you've been getting a paycheck every month and the channel end up getting shut down, then guess what's going to happen? Your money is shut down. You ain't getting paid no more. And if you was basing your livelihood off that one check, you ain't had no primary job where you getting a paycheck and benefits and 401 and retirement and vacation and stock options. If you ain't had no primary job and your main source of livelihood was off that YouTube check and YouTube shut your channel down, your money is immediately shut down. Then you got shut down because you violated those community guidelines. Your money is shut down immediately. So now how are you going to pay your rent, your mortgage, your car note, your credit card, your school loan, take care of your kids, your health insurance? How are you going to pay for all that if your channel got shut down and you ain't had no other source of income? I'm speaking real truth, people. I've always known the power of having multiple streams of income. YouTube can shut my behind down right now. That is not going to stop my 3 pensions hitting me for the rest of my life. That ain't going to stop me from generating revenue under my LLC, Paris and Associates Resource Center. My company been around for 26 years strong. That ain't going to stop none of that revenue. That is not going to stop my royalty checks hitting me every quarter from my publishing company. My book hit all major publications 4 years ago. So I say that to say there's power in having the mindset and understanding the importance of having multiple streams of income. Do not base your livelihood off being a content creator. Don't base your livelihood and the livelihood of your family based off a check from a social media platform. Real talk, people, because you're behind can get shut down. And this is something, a topic that I've been wanting to touch bases on and revisit again because it's critical. You know, because it's becoming popularized where these content creators are, oh, I'm quitting YouTube, I'm quitting this platform, the money no dried up, or I'm not getting the views that I used to get, or the ad revenue I used to get, or watch hours are going down, subscribers, they get disgruntled and they quit because it's, in most cases, they invested all of their eggs into one basket. Versus viewing it as another stream of income. It puts you more in relaxation mode. You know, I'm at the point now, my channel really hit a whole nother stratosphere. I believe in 2024 when I took that guided tour to Cairo, Egypt, and did a lot of live footage in Egypt filming those pyramids. But I'm going to tell you right now, since I've always had the mindset of whatever money I make as a content creator, that's just another stream of income. I don't even keep track of it anymore because, I have that mindset because I know that this is just another stream of income. I don't rely on being a content creator not to pay one single one of my bills. It ties into nothing with my livelihood. Real talk, people. So that free me up to mainly just focus on being a content creator. If I want to do a live stream, I do it. If I don't, I don't. If I want to do live footage when I'm traveling abroad, I do it. If I don't, I don't. If I get members, I get them. If I don't get them, I don't. If I get new subscribers, if I get them, I get them. If I don't, I don't. I don't even worry about none of that. That has no impact on what I do in relation to the knowledge, skills, and the ability God gave me to drop this knowledge onto the rural people. Real talk. Sometimes I just step away. If the spirit guide me. If I don't want to do a lecture for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 4 months, I don't do it. Because my livelihood is not based off being a content creator. I just view this as in the position where I can share my knowledge, skills, and ability with thought-provoking, conscious-raising lectures, deplug, and move on with the rest of my day, people. Real talk. So I'm going to say this again. If you are a content creator, it is critical that, number one, you shift your mindset and view being a content creator, especially if your channel is monetized, only as another source of income, so that can free you up to be more creative with your content, whether it's a shorts, a video, a live stream, a podcast, or whatever. So that can free you up and just focusing on being a content creator on your time versus having that pressure on you in regards to worried about how much money you're making or don't make, or worried about subscribers or members or watch hours and etc. It just frees you up to just be more natural in who you are as a person, as a content creator. So share this information. Somebody might need to hear this, because like I said, it's beginning to be more popularized with content creators are throwing the towel in because they're frustrated now in regards to that the money that they're making now is not the money that they've made at the level in the past. Real talk. So that's all I have. Simplify, simple fidelis, and I'm going to leave you in the care of your own conscience. Have a great day.